What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video, where today we're going to be doing the preview of Manchester City's home game against AFC Bournemouth in the Premier League. Kevin De Bruyne's final home game for Manchester City as well. Going to be an emotional one with lots of permutations on this. Pretty much a must-win game for Manchester City. Lose this and Champions League out of our hands to try and qualify heading into next season. So this game is as big as it gets as far as I'm concerned. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. Do get your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to SofaScore, today's video sponsor. SofaScore is an app that's going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest football scores from around the grounds. They'll keep you up to date with the latest team news, the latest statistics, the latest match information, and of course the latest scores. They'll also keep you up to date with all the other scores and information from all the other sports that you guys love to follow, all in one place, all in one app. It's a free app to download, very highly rated, worthwhile checking out. Links and details, they are in the description, and a big thank you to SofaScore for sponsoring this video. So match information for this game. It's at Etihad Stadium for the last home game of the season in the Premier League match day number 37 on Tuesday 20th of May 2025 with an 8 PM BST kickoff time, with the game being broadcast live on Sky Sports. Anybody heading to the ground for this game, do enjoy yourselves and make sure you make yourselves loud and proud ahead of Kevin De Bruyne's farewell. Now, firstly, before I speak about our opponents, Bournemouth, I want to go off on a bit of a tangent, a rant. I think it's a game, it's a joke that it's being played on Tuesday night and not on Wednesday night. We've seen Tottenham Hotspur be accommodated for their Europa League campaign. They've got to the final, which is taking place this midweek, and they've played on Friday. So there's been some leeway offered by the Premier League to make sure that Tottenham are well rested ahead of their game with Manchester United to make things fair. So they've had the same amount of rest as what Manchester United have because they were playing Chelsea on Friday night. And it'd be nice for Man City here to be given an extra day's rest as well, because we've played on Saturday. We're facing facts here that Bournemouth have had 10 days rest and we've had 3 days of rest, with huge permutations on this game as well. And I think the Premier League, in their decision making and just making things as difficult as possible, to be as awkward as possible, have just quite frankly unnecessary. And I just wanted to have a rant with that. So I just wanted to make sure that it was crystal clear that I think that that decision that's been made is a joke, and it's a decision that's been echoed by Pep Guardiola and also Manchester City as well, that they don't agree with that decision that's been made by the Premier League, and this game could easily have been played on Wednesday night, giving City an extra day's rest and preparation ahead of this huge Premier League game, rather than just being awkward and making things difficult for no real reason. So, moving on, let's speak about our opponents. AFC Bournemouth, formed in 1890, led by manager Andoni Iraola, had a really good season with AFC Bournemouth, find themselves 11th in the Premier League, but they're just 2 points behind 8th, and they go 8th with a win as long as Brighton don't win tonight in their home game against Liverpool. Brighton win, and AFC Bournemouth's season nearly over before this game's even kicked off. Fulham's season, who Man City play in our next game on the final day, their season would be mathematically over. Bournemouth, they would be left there with a Brighton win, needing a win from this game and needing a win in their final game, and hoping that Brighton drop points. It becomes very difficult for Bournemouth, so they want favours. They want Brighton to not win today, and they want to be trying to beat Manchester City to try and get 8th place, because 8th place could be a Europa Conference League spot as long as Chelsea win the Europa Conference League and Chelsea finish 7th, which can still happen. And it's not out of the realm of possibility that that could happen, but it would take a lot of results to go in their favour. Not impossible, so they've still got something to play for. City have got to be on it. So in terms of Bournemouth's form, since Manchester City beat AFC Bournemouth 2-1 away from home in the FA Cup quarter-final at the end of March, they have played 7 games, winning 2, losing 2 and drawing 3. 3, lacking a little bit of consistency. They've lacked a little bit of consistency throughout the whole second half of the season, to be honest. They had gone from a team potentially competing for a Champions League spot during the first half of the season to a team now that's potentially on the ropes when it comes to qualifying for the Europa Conference League, but they've still had a very, very good season. So, as I said, in terms of the permutations, they're needing Chelsea to finish 7th. They need Nottingham Forest to win at home against Chelsea on the final game. Aston Villa getting a point away at Manchester United. Newcastle equaling or bettering the Chelsea result and or scoring their home game with Everton at home. They needed Manchester City not to lose to Fulham as well. And then Chelsea go on to win the Europa Conference League. So there's lots of results that need to go their way. It's not out the realm of possibility that that could be the case, but it's one of them situations that's ever changing game on game, and things become clearer after Brighton's game today, and things become much clearer after their game against Manchester City. So as far as Bournemouth are concerned, they've got to win this game to potentially get Europa Conference League football. That's as simple as that. And for Man City, we want to get Champions League football. We've got to win this game. So huge game. Anyway, in terms of the dangers for Bournemouth, Dean Howson signed for Real Madrid, of course, for his release clause of £50 million. I'm not even sure if he's going to be featuring in this game. I don't know mentally where Dean Howson is at as to whether he will be starting. There's strong rumours going on about the left back at Bournemouth, Kirkes, having a fantastic season as well. He's been heavily linked with a move to Liverpool, and that's not too far away from being sealed. But to be honest, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, whilst they've got Howson and they've got Kirkes available to them, then surely they're going to be starting these players. Also got to keep an eye on Semenyo having a great season out wide. Evan Nilsson could cause some problems up top. Bournemouth like to play defending deep, doesn't normally suit them, but defending deep has worked for Southampton and for Crystal Palace as well. So that might just be something Bournemouth consider heading into this game, trying to keep things really tight, restrict the space for Manchester City, because we've not been firing on all cylinders. 1 goal in 3 games in all competitions, not been very good from City as of late, and we've got to obviously put the ball in the back of the net to be able to win games. We only won our last home game against Wolves by 1-0. So yeah, I think Bournemouth are going to try and play football, but try and keep things really tight in this game as well. Now, in terms of injuries for Bournemouth, Enes Unal, Alex Scott, Ryan Christie, Sinistera, Outra, they're all out. Some big blows for Bournemouth there as well. As I said, I can't imagine Real Madrid would be too happy about Dean Howson playing in this game, but he's not a Real Madrid player until the end of the season, and whilst they've got him ready, if he's mentally ready to be starting this game, why wouldn't you be starting him? So I'm going with Bournemouth to go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. Kepa starting in goal. A back four made up of Smith, Zabani, Howson and Kirkes. Scott and Cook in midfield with Justin Kluivert starting just ahead of them. Tavernier on one side, Semenyo on the other, and Evan Nilsson going through up top. As I said, there's more than capable of restricting a bit of space there for Man City. They've got players that can hurt City on the counter-attack. You've got to try and attack and score goals against City. You can't just really sit deep and try and play in for a 0-0. I know Southampton did a very good job being able to do that, but if you're going to do that, you do run the risk that if City can break it down and break it down early, you could end up being on the receiving end of a hiding, which is always just something you've got to be wary of when playing Manchester City. Now, City formed in 1894, led by manager Pep Guardiola, find ourselves 6th in the Premier League. We've still got plenty of work to do to secure Champions League football for next season in these final 2 Premier League games. Equation quite simple for City. We need 4 points from our final 2 games because our goal difference is better than everybody else's around us, so goal difference will get that job done, in particular on Aston Villa. That's the team that I'm looking at, so I'm just thinking to myself, 4 points and that'll get the job done. Lose this game, we can no longer get them 4 points, and we're relying on favours in the final game. So for me, pick up a point, then it's all to play for going into the final game. A point will send Manchester City into 3rd place, I believe, so a win with us sends us comfortably into 3rd place. So it's not entirely a must-win game, but considering this is a home game and we want to make life easy for ourselves, for me, this is very much a must-win game. Now, Man City's form not great. 17 wins in 41, won 9 of our last 14 games. Was unbeaten in our last 10 games in all competitions, but we did lose to Crystal Palace in the FA Cup final at the weekend by 1-0 at Wembley, and that ended that good form for Manchester City. So it does mean we've got a trophyless season. Only our 2nd trophyless season in 9 seasons under Pep Guardiola. Not winning 2 games, drew 0-0 away against Southampton in our last Premier League game, and we haven't scored just once in our last 3 games as well. Yikes. Yeah, not looking too great for Manchester City as of right now, and we lose this game and UEFA Champions League football becomes very difficult and out of our hands. We lose this and Manchester United beat Spurs on Wednesday in the Europa League final in Spain, and all of a sudden Man United are looking very comfortable because they're in the Champions League football, and Man City, more than likely to lose this game, won't be in the Champions League next season. Yet Manchester United could finish one spot outside of the relegation zone in 17th place and not even hit 40 points, but they'll have Champions League football and we won't. Double yikes. So, City, in terms of injury news, we've got Mateo, Kovacic probably missing out in this game. No spot for James McAtee or Rico Lewis in the FA Cup final squad, so I'm wondering if there is any space here. Waiting on updates on Oscar, Bobb and Rodri. Not expecting to have either of them players probably available to us until we hit the Club World Cup. So I am expecting a little bit of rotation heading into this game. So I'm going to pop up my team prediction now. I think Ederson starts in goal. I'm crying out to see our settled back four back. Mateus Nunes on the right, Nico O'Reilly on the left, and Ruben Diaz and Josko Gvardiol starts as our two centre-backs. It does mean Akanji misses out, and as much as I like Manuel Akanji, I feel like Man City look stronger and look better with Nunes, Diaz, Gvardiol and O'Reilly starting for me. So that's my defence that I would go with. Rotation in midfield, Nico Gonzalez got to be starting this game as far as I'm concerned. I go with Ilkay Gundogan alongside him. I would have rested Kevin De Bruyne, but for me it's his farewell game, so I would give him, 60 minutes from this game and then take him off because we may need him ahead of our final game, and let him have his emotional farewell when he's substituted on the hour mark, and potentially bring some fresh legs on, including the likes of Claudio Echeverri, who made his debut in the FA Cup final. I go Phil Foden on one side, Jack Grealish on the other, and Erling Haaland starts up top. As I said, some rotation. Wouldn't be surprised to see the likes of Vitor, Khusanov and Claudio Echeverri potentially getting some minutes, maybe even starting in this game. And I don't think that would be a bad thing either, getting some nice fresh legs as well. As I said, for me, Akanji misses out. I do want to be seeing Nico Gonzalez starting. In terms of my score prediction, I want to be nice and positive. I'm going 3-1 Manchester City. I think City will be hurting from the FA Cup final loss, and I think City are, for that, going to absolutely fly at AFC Bournemouth. I think City are going to go out there with a real point to prove, grab a couple of early goals, 3-0 up by half-time. City will take the foot off the gas second half. Bournemouth will grab a goal back. I think City's complacency will hit and Bournemouth will get a goal from that. City will learn their lessons from previous games in the season, look to really tighten up and get the job done and coast out this game heading into the final game away against Fulham, of course. And a win here for Man City, of course, sends us third and 2 points clear of Aston Villa in sixth with one game to go. A draw will send us into third place as well on goal difference, but that means that goal difference will be separating four teams with 3 spots in the Champions League and 1 in the Europa League. Squeaky bum time, anybody? Anyway, betting tip. City looking fragile. Can't see us keeping a clean sheet, so I'm going both teams to score. Haaland to get back to scoring ways, so I'm going Erling Haaland to score any time. Don't know why. Fancying a Gundogan as well, so fancy Ilkay Gundogan on the score sheet as well. Business end of the season, must-win game. Gundogan not only thriving in these kind of games in previous seasons when he's been at City, so why not going for Gundogan to score any time as well, turning back the years. Anyone fancy one last Kevin De Bruyne goal at the Etihad as well? Might just be something to think about. I'm not expecting him to do 90 minutes. Might not even start this game. Could be his farewell and he might not even start this game. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, next up for AFC Bournemouth, they take on Leicester City at home on Sunday at 4 p.m. at BST. And as I said, City taking on Fulham away, last game at 4 p.m. BST on Sunday. Last note, back with my live watch-alongs going live at 7:30 p.m. BST for this game tomorrow. Link out will be out today later on for you to go and set your reminders. So must not lose game this, must win game to be honest. Last ever Kevin De Bruyne appearance at the Etihad in Sky Blue. Going to be an emotional one, but more important than anything, we need a win. We need them 3 points for Champions League football next season. City under tremendous pressure here. Manchester City have been very fragile this season. We bottled it on Saturday in the FA Cup final against Crystal Palace at Wembley, with the world watching and laughing at us. The world watching once more, ready to laugh at us again. So the question now is, how is Manchester City's bottle? So there we go, that has been today's video. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. Also don't forget to let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including your score and team prediction for this game. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. It is free to subscribe. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. see you all again real soon for the next City video, which will, of course, be my live watch along for this game. Stay tuned for my link out to that later on today, and I'll see you tomorrow for the live watch along. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.